Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, and this is the Academy Review. And joining me, as always, is Mr. David Pritt. How are we doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you? You know, it's been a week since we've not seen each other.
Well, a bit longer, a bit rude that you don't remember, but it has been
Flies by,
2
mate.
weeks. Because we did have you had the Academy Review without me. You enjoyed it last time.
I know,
didn't
but
you?
we just wanted to see what had happened and then got the dream
Well,
team
I'll
back
tell you what
together.
happened. No one watched it. That's what happened. Let's be brutally honest. But now the dream team's back together, so we can get amongst the views again. Been a busy week for not just the academy, the under-23s, under-21s, under-18s, the whole shebang. Bit of a mixed bag as well. Some positives, some negatives. We're going to go through all that. We'll start with the under-23s. Southampton.
That's right, yeah. Played Southampton.
What can you tell us about that game?
Yeah, it's a funny one with the league really at the moment. It's mirroring the Premier League in a way where you can lose a game but still be up there competing to try and get to the top spot. Not everyone's performing, and I don't know whether that's down to COVID or because it worked differently the Premier League because that came back, they were training but the 23s weren't, so maybe it's down to the fact that these all weren't training, so every club's in the same situation. But yeah, we got off to a great start against Southampton. Elanga had a free kick, and he's quite good at free kicks, but he hit the wall with this one. But it came straight back to him, and he just blasted it, and he went in the back of the net. So he assisted himself. Good
Skills.
goal. Yeah.
But he's got skills.
I think he meant to do it. You know, he saw the angle. He thought if he hit
Well,
it there,
play it
he'll
off
come
his
back.
head or whatever it was. I didn't see the goal, but
And
1-2 with him. Happy days.
yeah, and then Palestri got his first goal for United.
I did see that goal, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I thought it was a great goal, but it was made by Shola Shoretire, who we talked about, the young lad.
Yes.
And I don't think he got enough credit for that goal. It was just a great round the ball.
Because everyone was focused on Palestri,
Yeah,
weren't
of
they? Because
course.
it's for Sunday, Palestri's first goal for United, and everyone was like, at any level for United, and everyone was like, oh, check this out.
I think he's still 16 and he's playing for the 23s and he's playing balls like that. You just think he's going to develop. By the time he is 21 or 23, what's he going to be like? And,
Can't wait to see him.
Yeah, and
First
so
down the
we
line.
so we went 2-0 up, but they got one back. A bit of a cutback. They blasted it in, and you thought they may come back to it, but right towards the end of the game, Arnaud Pujmal, who's also a player who I really like, he coming down the right had a shot, hit the keeper once again, came straight back to him, and he bit on the floor like trying to reach for it, scored, but he probably meant it.
Goals are goals. They all count.
And so we got the 3 points. We now have 3 points off the top, and City are at top, and we play them on Sunday at home, 1 p.m. So it should be a good game for everyone to watch.
So that's a 6-pointer then.
I think that's how they work it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Us against City, mimicking the Premier League again. They're top. We're 3. Did you say 3?
We're 3 points off them.
Yeah.
So we'll go level points with them if we win the game.
Mate, come on. It's a derby. Derby's a derby, innit, man? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether it's for the under-23s, it's first team. If we win the under-23s one and we lose the Premier League derby, then it's 1-1 in derbies that day.
Of course it is.
That's how I look at it all that weekend. That's how I look at it.
It's a double.
Yeah, it's double.
It's
So,
a double.
do you know what I mean?
Don't worry about it.
It's all good. So we're looking out for that then. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock kickoff.
1 o'clock kickoff, yeah.
I know you doesn't clash with anything now, does it? Because United are on the... When United on...
I don't think it... You know what? I need to look on Friday.
To make sure you're not missing out on anything. What else have you got for us?
So then the following morning, the 18s played Liverpool, and we were, I think, level on points with Liverpool at the time, but they had a game in hand over us, and we got off to a great start. Emerin, who was playing, I don't know where he was, left and right wing, he was all over the place. He put a ball into Charlie Wellens, gets us to a great start, 1-0. Emerin again plays a ball to McNeill, like edge of the boxes, comes in, blasts it for 2-0, and you're just thinking, right, that's it.
This is the lad we spoke about. Is this last time?
Charlie McNeill, yeah,
he scored something like
the one from City.
goals in 2 years, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of a competition between him and Joe Hugill. I think they've had a bit of a laugh on Instagram about it. Who's going to be the highest goal scorer? Yeah, because they've both come on. One from Sunderland, one from City, and they both look good. Different type of players, but they're scoring goals, which is good. So yeah, like I say, it was 2-0 and everything looked great until Liverpool had a long ball. They got onto it, tucked it under the keeper, and it's 2-1. And then it was cross comes in, or it might have been a corner. Sorry, Vitek, the goalkeeper, catches it and then just drops it on the floor, and it just gets put in, but 2-2, and it was just a bit of a mistake, and you could see the keeper was a bit frustrated with himself. But the young lads are going to learn for stuff like this.
Of course, come on.
And then it was a good play on the left from them. Gets passed out into the middle of the goal. Shot. They're winning 3-2. You know, after us being 2-0 up. Frustrating. You know, then there's 15 minutes to go, and then Emerin again on the left hand side. He has a bit of a long shot, hits the keeper. Well, it saves, but you know when it's close to him, hits it, falls out to Joe Hugill, who puts it away. So he gets us back to 3-3, and then right at the end, Charlie Savage has a shot, bit of a mistimed shot, mis-aimed shot. Falls to Hugill, he puts it in, gets us 4-3. So it's a thriller of a game, really. Just 2-0 down to losing 3-2 to win 4-3. It's brilliant game. That's the kind of games you really want, isn't it?
Especially against the Scousers.
Yeah, of course. And then
it still counts.
That puts us, 3 points clear in the top of the league, and 3 points below us are Wolves, who we play away on Saturday. So that's another 6-pointer. We love these 6-pointers, don't we?
6-pointers. But it's good to see, though. You're talking about, like, obviously being in the game, not being in the game, getting back in the game, and then getting the win. To show that character, to show that not letting their heads drop. Because I know they're only youngsters, only kids, but you want to see that mentality, don't you?
Of course.
Any level of Manchester United football.
The fact we got the win was a bonus, really. Even if they got it back to the draw, I think that would have been good for the, learning, basically, that if you do go 2-0 up and then go 3-2 down, it's you can't always rely on being comfortable, and I think winning a game like that is better than winning a game 5-0.
Of course it is.
And especially against a rival. So it's, I think it'll do them the world of good, that, and Wolves will be a tough game. It's going to be away. But if they win that, I think they've got a real shot then of moving on with the league and thinking, right, we might actually win this.
Because like me and you always say, don't we? We say, you're looking at a level where it's under 23s or going down even to under 18s. Those lads will be looking at it going, it's not that far away from me going into the first team here if I play my cards right, if I play well. It's not like it was, I know we say this quite a lot, but it's true. It's not like it was under Jose where it's like, forget it, you ain't, you know what I mean? Like, 5 years maybe, well, you won't even be here for that, but it's not going to happen. Where with Ollie, if you have good performances for the academy, do well, okay, you might have to go on loan or whatever, but there's first team opportunities there, and I think that must be in the lads' minds.
Yeah, a club like United, who, for a big club that they want people to come through the academy. I think that's always a good sign for when we get players. And I know for a fact players have come to United when they've been touted by other teams because they know if they're good enough, they'll get a chance at the first team. Whereas other teams have been honest with him and said to him, listen, you probably won't play for our first team, but we'll make sure you get to another club. And if you're going to be at a club for a few years, you want to be able to say you progress from the 18s, 23s to the first team, and United's a club that offers that.
Especially considering we're in Europe's greatest ever competition.
We want, it's got to be good. We won it.
That might give everyone an opportunity, no matter how old you are. You might get a game like, remember, was it Astana when we had like everyone got a debut, I think, apart from Jesse Lingard and Lee Grant, and we still lost.
Luke Shaw.
That says it all, but we don't want to depress anyone, so we'll get off the first team. What other games have you been looking at?
And then last night, Tuesday night, was, an hour before the Champions League was on, the under-21s were playing against Accrington Stanley.
Who were they?
Exactly.
One for the older generation now.
Didn't get off to the greatest start.
I love the fact we do that joke every single time we're on, and we crack ourselves up with it.
It's a classic. But yeah, we didn't get off to the greatest start. The ball's played back to Ted Mengi, who's on the byline, and he just miscontrols it.
Now, sorry to interrupt you there, but this isn't the first time you've said about Ted Mengi making a little bit of a mistake. Now, whenever anyone asks me about Ted Mengi, I've not seen anywhere near as much as you have. I don't think anyone has. But I always think quality youngster, one who's not that far away from being first team. I think has he got a squad number? Is he?
Yeah, with this under-21 team now, they all have squad numbers.
Sorry, but he's been touted as someone who's not that far away from.
Yeah, he's been on the bench for us. I know he's played for us as well. Yeah, sorry.
So not that far away from having a real first team opportunity, not sort of becoming a first team player, but being in and around that first team. Well, this isn't the first time you've mentioned a mistake from him.
Yeah, he was.
Is that anything to be worried about, or we're being like a little bit being melodramatic?
Yeah, I won't be worried about this. This is just a simple mistake. I've seen, big pros.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want anyone going too lally going, look at Jesus throwing him under the bus. I'm just saying, is it a concern because it's not the first time I've heard?
No, I wouldn't say so. The way that happened, so the ball's played back to him, and he's got to control it. He miscontrols it. It goes out for a corner. And from that resulting corner, the ball comes in. They score free header.
He's unlucky now.
Yeah. So he must be gutted thinking if I didn't have a mistouch, it wouldn't have been a corner. It wouldn't be 1-0 down. And to be fair, for a while we had the possession, but we weren't creating chances, and it was all Accrington. And probably we had a chance with Pujmal, a good pass to Elanga, and he had a shot which was saved. Then Shola Shoretire, who's playing in for this under-21s team as well, played it to Fernandez, who's playing right back, and it was a good angle, but he just hit the side net in. It was a bit unfortunate. Then they get back into it, and then there's a set piece, and Galbraith had to clear off the line. That could have easily gone in. But one of the things I'd say was, I don't want to blame the ref, but he was letting a lot go. There's a couple of instances where literally someone was manhandled and bundled to the ground and nothing given, and legs clipped, gone down, nothing given. Yeah, it was annoying to watch, but I wouldn't say it was a reason what had happened. But we had it was a good goal, really. So Woolston, it reminded me a bit of when we played West Ham when De Gea cleared it and then we got into attack from it, but he didn't go out. So
Henderson, sorry.
Oh, Henderson, sorry, yeah. So
when it flew over David Moyes' head, that one. Yeah.
So he clears it, and Elanga's offside, so he leaves it. The defender then slips. The ball's bouncing. Elanga goes back onside, runs towards the ball. They tumble together. Palestri gets it, takes it to the right. The defender dives in. It gets in the way of the keeper, so he takes it around and puts it in. It was a nice goal to watch, actually.
I've heard from my sources that was worked on in the training ground.
Yeah,
that is the exact thing they planned.
They threw buckets of water all over the pitch just to practice it. Yeah.
Listen, as I said earlier, a goal is a goal.
Yeah, and in a way, we were a bit lucky to be in at half time, 1-1. But yeah, you take it. We scored 5 minutes to go at half time, and it was good. And just before the half, Hugill came on, and you thought maybe with him on, we might end up winning this. And then second half, we score. Anthony Elanga, I think one of his. I've always talked about how he picks the ball up usually on the halfway line, goes all the way down the line, cuts in and scores. He picked this on the edge of his own box and just ran down the middle, went past everyone, got into the box and scored. And it was a goal worthy of winning a game. It was.
Crikey.
It's unfortunate this stream, so you have to pay a tenner to watch it. It's filmed on the dodgiest camera ever, and you don't get to see replays or anything like that. I'd like to see it. I need to see it back because it looked like he ran through the entire squad.
Sounds like the greatest goal in the history of association football. He's taking it off from the edge of his own box, through everyone into their box and scoring.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
And that was a goal. You think, right, we're going to do it here, and then disaster really. Just ball.
Look why I'm laughing. It's not funny.
The ball's played over. I wouldn't say the best defending. They get one back, and then about 10 minutes ago, I think it was less than 10 minutes ago, another shot. They ended up scoring, and then we ended up losing 3-2. And it was disappointing because we got to this stage last season against Tranmere, and that was the ref's fault why we didn't go through. He was awful. But this we should have done better, really. And the Elanga goal, it deserved being the match-winning goal, but we're playing against, like I said, with this, we are playing against proper teams who.
Oh, yeah.
And although it's annoying, and I know some of the players are annoyed by it, it's good experience for them. And I'm a big fan of this competition, and I can't wait for it back next season. I would like to have gone a bit further this season, but yeah, it's a shame. And another reason where, like the under-23s, for example, people go to the home games, people like me go to the away games, but there's not an atmosphere where these games, these 500 people in the United end, all singing United songs. So that's good for the under-21 team. But this season, being no fans allowed, it's not had that. And I do wonder if there was fans there, would we have got a bit further this season?
Yeah.
But disappointing, but it's just one of them, unfortunately.
It does sound really deflating, but there's reasons to be cheerful there. And, the goal you were talking about there seems like one. You cannot come and find that anywhere. You said it was on the stream. It's
on the. Hopefully, it's someone clicked it up and be able to see it. But I know MUTV weren't allowed to go there, so it was just this one stream that was showing it, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, it's good. But you mentioned before about the Europa League getting all the youngsters in. Now we're out of this competition. We're in the Europa League on the same season, at the same time, on the same day. I think we should use this 21 squad and send a few players with the Europa League.
If you're going to do that, from what you've seen, who do you think's knocking on the door there out of that squad?
I think you probably get. You give Ted and Menninger a shot. Even Will Fish at the centre back.
Yeah.
Elanga definitely get
scoring goals like that. And you've got to be under some consideration.
Galbraith.
Is this the one that's better than Scholes? Hey, someone got through right under the bus with that thumbnail, didn't you, last?
Yeah, did the trick though, didn't it? I'd like to see like Joe Hugill. I think give him a shot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying put him in and we're going to waltz through the Europa League, but if we're concentrating on the Premier League and we want to win that, you don't want to be messing around with the Europa League. We've already won it. We don't need to win it again.
I think, I mean, I don't want to make this about the first team. It's not, but just quickly on the Europa. I think if Ollie just says, we're going to focus on the league and to a lesser degree the FA Cup or whatever, or League Cup, and then just for the Europa, I'm going to use my squad and my fringe players and my youngsters, and then just does that, then people should be going, okay, if we lose this game and if we get knocked out, there's no point in losing your mind because it's not.
When I say use the 21 squad, I'm not saying put all them.
No, I get what you mean.
Starting 11, but
you have the sort of the
Jesse Lingards,
the Fosu Mensahs, the Lingards, the Igalos, the players that aren't really getting a look in, and then you sort of throw in 5 or 6 of the young players, or 4 or 5 and whatever.
I think it'd be good for everyone and especially for the youngsters, because playing for the first team as well, they'll get a taste of that, and hopefully they'll be playing, especially over in Europe. Some places have got fans back. They play in front of a crowd, and they'll be like, "Oh, I want more of this," and it'll give them the edge to then go on and try and get into the first team again.
Playing for Manchester United at any sort of stage of your career is great, but playing for Manchester United, as a youngster, getting that first appearance, playing in Europe as well, it's pretty phenomenal. And also getting a game rather than coming on in the 93rd minute or whatever, that's going to be something special, and hopefully can give them a sort of, a bit of a boost.
It's a shame in a way that the League Cup's taken so seriously now, because Ferguson used to do it all the time when we...
Yeah, but this is where it shows how the mighty fall, doesn't it? He used to do it, we get to the final.
Yeah.
And then he'd play like the first team.
But no one took that seriously, so he played the reserves, and I do think we should be utilising some of these in the Europa League now. I think it'd be good all around for the club. I think the fans would be happy with it, because I know a few fans that don't want to be in the Europa League. So if they're saying, "Oh, we're going to play some of the youngsters," they'll be happy with that.
I know a few fans that don't want to be in the Europa League. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names. Adam McCullough. But no, I know what you mean. It's like people are going, "Oh, Europa Thursday night. Oh, we're out of the Champions League." I mean, everyone's obviously feeling it because we've just got knocked out of the Champions League. And it's worse when we was doing the watch along. I was watching it, and you sent me the text saying we lost 3-2. Yeah. I was like, on the other game, the under 18s game. So I was like,
under
21, sorry. So I was like, nice one. This is turning out to be the night from hell. But no, you're right. I think that if you were seeing the youngsters there, you get behind them, wouldn't you?
Exactly. For example, say like someone like Joe Hugill did come on, or Charlie McNeill, who we've heard about, and especially with McNeill, the amount of goals he scored, and he could go on, to be United's greatest ever goal scorer if he carries on.
There's the title. No. United's greatest ever goal scorer confirmed. David Pritt says if he doesn't score 248 goals, whatever it is, he's failed.
If he's making his debut at Old Trafford at Europa League game when fans rely back in, people are going to say, right, I want to be there to see this kid.
No, I get that. Yeah. And, sometimes it does work out that it becomes that moment. It becomes that moment where you go, I was there, when he played. I remember when he brought him on.
I remember being there when Giuseppe Rossi made his debut.
We were talking about this upstairs before, weren't we? Like the amount of times I got it wrong when I was like Terry Cook and Simon Davis, and I think we were all there with Makeda, weren't we? This guy,
he did win us the league.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? How many players can do that? But there's been a few where I've gone, this guy, this kid, Paddy McNeill, he's the one to watch. He'll tell you what. Future United counts in, but it's easily done. Hopefully, though, it looks like we've got a good crop of youngsters. They're being handled in the right way. They're getting the opportunities, and there seems to be some sort of plan, even though there's not a plan perhaps at the top level. With these youngsters, there seems to be more.
Yeah, and I've mentioned before that these squads are young as well. They're not under 20. The under 21s aren't 21. Yeah. The under 23s aren't 23. They're all under the age of 20, and the 18s are getting even younger now. And they're getting that. they're more forward in their career in a way. 'Cause, most of them in the 18s should be playing in the 16s, but they're not. They're playing in the 8s, and I think that's good if they can compete on the top of the league with 3 points clear. It's it shows you that it works. It's not all about being at the right age group. It's about getting the right players.
Feel pretty confident about these teams?
Yeah, but like I said to you, if we won the under-23 league and the under-18 league, that'd be brilliant, but it's not about that for me. It's about getting the players through, and I'd rather 3 of them make a debut and play for the first team than win a league in 18 or 23 level and never play for the first team.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you can do both, it's a bonus, isn't it?
Well, we've seen a few players like that who've shone at a lot, like Bojan Djordjic, from you don't even remember him, but he was like, I think he won the Jimmy Murphy Award and was like cited as the next big thing. I think he played a friendly and a reserve or a sub, came on as a sub in like a League Cup or something, and didn't play for us again.
It's like Mason Green. He may have won the under-18 North League.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, but even if he didn't, does it matter that he didn't win anything in youth level?
No one's going.
The fact that he's
that's not going to be like a black mark on his career. That if he goes on to win lots.
I know the result wasn't great last night, but he's playing in the Champions League last night.
Yeah, and I think Mason Greenwood is an integral part of that team now. He's not a fringe player. He's not someone who, he's a squad player. He's a first team player. He might swap with Cavani at times or with Martial, but by and large, he's a first team player, and he's only going to get better. And I think he's benefited from having a manager that shows faith in youth and being handled the right way. He's, the way he was brought into the first team, I thought was correct, because it would have been easy to throw him in when he just turned 17 and he was banging in goals when he left, right and centre at all levels. It's like, right, just get him in there. And Ollie just sort of brought him in gradually.
I think the problem with him was
the benefits of that.
When he went to England and they straight away threw him in a press conference, and then
don't get me started.
Then having to go, it was all around the Maguire thing when he was abroad.
Why I think we talked about this before, but why was Mason Greenwood answering questions at an England press conference about the captain of his club who'd been arrested in Mykonos for fighting with coppers? Why did Gareth Southgate think that was a good idea?
Yeah, and then I think he got thrown under the bus a bit. And don't get me wrong, him and Foden were wrong with what they did, but I think
to be fair, the memes were great.
Yeah, but I think they made an example of him twice where they didn't need to do that. They've already made an example. He'd sent him home, and then the next time round said, "Well, no, they're not in the squad anymore." And
then other players having parties, and it doesn't matter. It's just England. I don't know. Can't be doing.
And you got to remember, this lad's young. You don't know what's going through his head at the moment.
He's had a lot of stick, Mason Greenwood, from people that don't know anything about him, talking absolute rubbish and just making up stories. But as he's shown already this season, he's scoring goals. There's levels for him yet to come, and he's a hugely talented footballer. And I hope that Manchester United fans just circle the wagons around him, because some of these stories in the press don't deserve the time of day. They're just absolute muppets. I haven't got anything better to do. And just try to bring a talented young lad down before he's even got going, but it won't happen. Is that your lot, Dave?
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. Hey, 3 games.
3 games, mate. That's it. But big game coming up. Derby.
City, under 23s. And it's a big game with Wolves as well, with the 18s, because they're, like I say, 3 points behind us, and we're 3 points ahead of them. So it could go 6 points clear.
That's like that's like good versus evil in a way, isn't it? Because we're the club that's
are we the bad guys? We've got a devil.
No, mate, they're the way. Yeah, they're the ones that are in Portuguese super agents and billionaire owners that just throw money at them. Do you know what I mean? They're not quite these
Wolves
little.
As well.
Yeah,
Wolves good.
Exactly. It's all that about, man. All likes wolves. They eat animals. Dave. Digressing. Where can people find you, mate? Because people can get an update, can't you?
On Twitter it's David J Pritt, and on Instagram it's David Pritt, 2 T's.
David Pritt, 2 T's. So do check out his channel. You've not been doing any posting, have you, on your channel recently?
No, because like I said last time with you, it's about my videos go about the games I go to, and I've been to none.
Honest, you can just lie and pretend you've been to him, but then people probably know, wouldn't they? How's he getting in?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on here? He's on the firm. But do check it out, Dave, because he's always got your updates on the academy players, on the under-21s, under-23s, letting you know what's going on with them and all the results as well. That's been Dave. I've been Jay Motty. Don't as well forget to check out the members section if you're not doing already. We've got a giveaway there, the 12 days Christmas, where we're giving away loads of prizes, including the chance to win a PlayStation 5. So check that out. And if you're not doing, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.
Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it.